A very good morning to one and all present here. Take risk in your life. If you win, you can lead. If you lose, you can guide. I, Shalu Singh, on behalf of Center for Innovation, Incubation and Entrepreneurship, consider it a great honor to welcome our chief guest and keynote speaker, Mr. Chetan Shah. Heartily welcome you, sir. I also welcome our faculty member, Anuja Nirvankar ma'am, Neelam Khosla ma'am, and all my viewers. I welcome you all. Now I request Anuja ma'am to give take token of appreciation to our chief guest. Ma'am, please. Now, I would request Ms. Uzma Syed to take over.
A warm welcome to all our Vivians of Vivek College of Commerce. I, Uzma Syed, am here to give an introduction on Vivek College of Commerce and Center for Innovation, Incubation and Entrepreneurship. Vivek Education Society is a charitable institution set up in the year 1961. Vivek Vidyalaya was started in 1962, followed it up by starting junior college. Vivek College of Commerce was started in 1986. It's a vibrant institution working continuously for the cause of education. Center for Innovation, Incubation and Entrepreneurship was started on 11 December 2018. Vivek College of Commerce is the first college in Maharashtra to inaugurate an incubation center under MITSC, that is Maharashtra Information Technology Support Center. Good morning, ma'am. We welcome our respected principal ma'am, Dr. Vijeta Shetty. Center for Innovation, Incubation and Entrepreneurship was started on 11 December 2018. Vivek College of Commerce is the first college in Maharashtra to inaugurate an incubation center under MITSC, that is Maharashtra Information Technology Support Center. We have successfully registered ourselves under Ministry of Education Institution Innovation Council. Under IIC, we also have Atal Tinkering Lab scheme in which we do mapping in different schools. We had participated in NEC, that is National Entrepreneurship Challenge, which is conducted by IIT Bombay. And we have secured second rank in basic track and fifth position in advanced track. We were competing among 900 plus engineering colleges and we were the only commerce college. Google recognized our podcast, selecting it for upload on their platform. I am proud to say that we are ISO certified. Now, let us know something about our keynote speaker and chief guest, Mr. Chetan Shah. He is CPA, that is Certified Public Accountant in Austria, a member of the Institute of Chartered Accountant of India and an alumnus of Jamnalal Bajaj Institute of Management Studies, Mumbai University. He is partner at 10K Partners, which is focused on providing high integrity solutions to larger businesses and family offices in the area of strategy. I welcome our Head of Commerce Department, Dr. Manisha Naik ma'am. So, introduction about our chief guest, Mr. Chetan Shah, sir. He is CPA, that is Certified Public Accountant in Austria, a member of the Institute of Chartered Accountants of India, and an alumnus of Jamnalal Bajaj Institute of Management Studies, Mumbai University. He is partner at 10K Partners, which is focused on providing high integrity solutions to larger businesses and family offices in the area of strategy, M&A, succession planning, investment management, raising funds from PE investors and debt providers. He is an active member at the Peter Farrell Cup competition conducted at the Startup Hub of Sydney, Australia-based University of New South Wales. He has guided a number of large and cross-border businesses in diverse industries, including healthcare, manufacturing, consumer, financial and other services, media and technology in various regions, including US, UK, Australia, the Middle East, and India. Once again, I heartily welcome on behalf of Way College of Commerce and Center for Innovation, Incubation and Entrepreneurship, our chief guest, Mr. Chetan Shah, sir. Sir, you can take over the session. Yes, you can, sir.
Feeling great because Uzma has given such powerful introduction about me. I didn't know I was so good. So well done, Uzma.
Thank you, sir.
I was teaching in this college in the years 89 to 92. So that's a secret. It doesn't go in my CV generally because my CV is meant for diverse audience. I was just telling Vijeta ma'am in the 5 minutes chat we had that Indians are they're intrinsically smart. They're much smarter than most of the people that I have met. You know, many years ago, just after independence, there was a hockey match where Indians did not have shoes to wear. The captain was Dhyanchan, and we won in Olympic. So resources and assets and facilities, they matter but not beyond the point. The biggest resource is inside you. I grew up in a chawl in Borivali. Very middle class parents. I studied in Gujarati medium. And this land of India, and especially Mumbai, is magic. It can convert you, it can give you a lot. So, if you got second rank, and you got ISO, and Vivek College obviously does not have all the facilities and resources and funding that probably some large institutions run by rich charity trusts like NM College where I studied my BCom, by all. It does not mean that there is something less that you have. And that's the beauty of startups, that's the beauty of capital markets. If somebody sees promise in you, they are going to fund you and make your dreams come true because their funds will be more efficient in your hands, in your project. This reminds me, many years ago somebody asked me, what is investment banking? Because I spent most of my years in investment banking. Just one mistake, it's not Austria, it's Australia.
My bad, sir.
Yeah, no. So I hope you don't mind my wearing t-shirt. In Australia, I will be wearing shorts also. They don't dress up. So So, so I was explaining that investment banking means moving assets and money and human resources from where they are to where they belong. So if I am running a company and I am creating a return on investment, return on capital employed of say 5%, but if you can run that company and you can create a return on capital employed of 2 times, 3 times of 5%, then you should be running the company, not acting. So a banker will come and say, hey, to buy Chetan's company you need $100 million. This is $100 million. Go and buy, double the profit and give me a cut. So that is how funding works, whether it is for startups or for mature companies. Now one thing I just would like to say is that I'm not somebody from the startup community. I don't spend most of my time working with startups. So in that sense, I may be different from a speakers who have come before or will come after me. I consider myself as a business person who understands or who has worked all his life on identifying great businesses and working on funding those businesses, but on a larger scale, not startups. So I don't do funding of startups. No startup mentor would have expertise in all areas of startups. If somebody created a unicorn 5 years ago or 10 years ago, probably not all the ideas that they bring are relevant because situations are different, background is different, times are different. So I'm an outsider looking into the startup ecology, and that's what some people at University of New South Wales find value. So there is something called Peter Farrell Cup. Peter Farrell Cup is instituted by founder of a company called ResMed, which is a highly valuable company on stock markets in Australia. So he was like a startup many years ago. So the chairman and the founder instituted some money in partnership with the University of New South Wales and created a competition. So every year there is one competition where more than 100 startups apply, and there is multiple mentors like me, and there is a speed dating. It's very interesting, and probable mentees and mentors talk to each other, and the matchmaking happens. Normally I would look for startup ideas which are not very easily to be successful. So if somebody creates something which is a copycat of Flipkart, here you don't see the ad because I think it's prohibited. But in the rest of the world, there's a huge new startup called Ting. You know, TEM. It is like a copy of Amazon but more focused on fashion and small stuff. So it's a copycat, right, of Amazon. They are selling things, pants for $1 or mobiles for $2. They're putting billions of dollars into getting customers. So those sort of startups are copycats. And then there are other startups which are totally new ideas. So last year, my mentee team were 3 people who were doing fintech and stuff like that. And they had created a sort of technology in a box which can be carried to the scene of crime. If you see this crime patrol and everything, or American series, if there's a murder, then people go in their kits and they find out evidence, fingerprints, blood samples, etc. They try to determine DNA. So they collect it, then they go to the lab, then it takes minimum 6-7 days for the results to come. So these guys have proposed that the lab will be in the box. So you go on the spot and create results very fast. And from fingerprints, also you can find DNA. And what medication, food, alcohol that person is taken in the last few hours. So finding out, determining the overall personality of people who are present there, and one of them could be the criminal, would be easy. So if there's a database of criminals with diabetes, with a drinking problem, with XYZ, then it's easier to match the personality. So it is just not fingerprint matching. So that was a challenging one, right? It's not easy one. First of all, whether such technology can be developed, they had done some work. And they were all shy people, all kids of migrants, one Chinese, one Greek. So I was mentor for them, and then I worked with them, understood what they wanted to do. And so there are 3 prizes out of those 100 participants, and they were one of the 3 winners. So it was a high point in my life. So what do I do with startups? I bring the external experience and knowledge. So we discussed whether the talk should be on the trends in startup ecology. I mean, if you read pitch book or you read CV Insights, reports like that, maybe in 3 hours time, you will know what are the trends, who is funding what. So it will be more data focused discussion. So I felt that let's not get into something which is focused on collecting and compiling. It could be very interesting, but collecting and compiling information and talking about it was also not possible for me because I didn't have enough time. But having dealt with investors and buyers of businesses, which are mature businesses. So for example, working for the Tata Group, we bought the US drinks company which makes 2 water brands, Smart Water and Viking Water. Have you seen Smart Water? It's like EVN, it's very expensive. So in US it was sold in 2006 when we acquired it. It was $3 per liter. So, but it was considered like a startup because the sales was 175 million net profit, and in 2006 we paid $2.5 million to buy that company, which was not nothing. So exactly like today's startups. Later it was sold to Coca-Cola for $4.5 million. So as an outsider, I have seen and tried to understand for many years how businesses are valued, what is attractive. If you are taking your startup to a mentor or an investor or an incubator, what would they find interesting, attractive? We're going to talk about that. So I hope it will create some excitement, vibration in your thoughts. Yeah, so it's very simple. What makes a startup attractive? It's very simple. Okay, you can ask me any question. You just raise hands. You don't have to worry about my flow. Whatever you feel like, just ask on the spot. So, first is, what are you solving? What are you offering? It should be relevant to a large domestic market. So if you are making something which is relevant to Mumbai, somebody many years ago came to me and I thought there's a real startup also. The guy said that everybody travels by train, and I observed in 2-3 stations, somebody sent me a video of Dombivli station. there were at least 300 people queuing up for auto rickshaw. So the queue started from outside the station and it was spiraling all the way up the staircase of the station and it went into the platform. It was such a huge queue. So this discussion is 5 years old and he said that I would like to start a transportation service from train station to a residential area. So it will connect the residential area or the marketplace to the train station. Because that's the most difficult part. So it applies to Mumbai, it may apply to some other cities, right? It may apply to some emerging markets like Mexico. It will not apply probably to USA, where there is a lot of cars and there is no such crowd near the train stations. It may not apply to China, because of course there. So it's a large enough domestic idea, but it's very easy to see where it will stop. Also, transportation is always in partnership with government. The local council, the local bodies have to accept the plan to do a public transport. And then there will be hindrances in terms of dealing with local politicians, because they will say, give me a cut. So anything which is in partnership with government is always a challenge. So that was my feedback. He took the idea to Mr. Raganta. Mr. Tata heard about it. So, but unfortunately, it never came back. Because obviously, I've heard that somebody started, or again, it's an existing startup. Another startup in Mumbai that had come to me for investment was the Uber of auto rickshaws. It had a local name. So my simple question was, what stops Ola and Uber from including auto rickshaws? As soon as they do it, we will be dead. And now that's happened. You can now get auto rickshaws. In those days, it was not possible. So the solution has to be relevant, and you have to do elimination. ये कैसे मर सकता है? Think like that. It's very easy to think. क्या हो सकता है? But you should always try to eliminate, because more than 90% startups fail. Anything which is easy entry, that is likely to fail. There's no entry barriers. If you have 2 lakh rupees, you can start a startup. But if you get into IIT entrance, you pass IIT entrance, and then go into IIT, are you likely to fail? Do you know any IIT student who has failed? Because they are inside IIT? I don't know anybody. Because the barriers are so high, and a lot of testing has been done. If you are not up to it, you will not get entry. Also, many times I see that anything which is trendy attracts a lot of people. Like, why did I want to become a CA? I actually wanted to get into science, but my parents told me CA ban ja, kharcha kam hai, salary bhi zyada hai, अच्छा hai. So we are attracted by money. So money is all powerful barrier to whatever we want. We want to go, and we are all from Mumbai, right? Mumbai का बच्चा तो पैसा के लिए काम करता है, बाहर से लोग आकर पैसा कमाते हैं. So what we do, but this is a trend all over world. We always want to make money. We don't say पैसा नहीं आएगा तो चलेगा, but I am devoting my life to this. So I was studying Bezos. I was just trying to read about it. Bezos was a rich person's guy. His parents invested $250,000 in 1994. So rich kids become successful if they are right. It's an unfortunate part. So we are not rich. I don't know if somebody is rich. I was not. Majority of kids are not rich. So their life is even more challenged. Bill Gates' parents were lawyers and they were very rich. So they had great education and for an undergrad level. Elon Musk, his parents were rich. He did his bachelor's and master's in science. Then he registered for PhD. And he made his first money in paper. He did not found Tesla. Tesla was not founded by Elon Musk. Yeah? So rich people, he invested because he had money, he was rich. And then he used his brain. So if you are rich as well as brain, good for you. If you are just rich without brain, you should invest. But if you are brainy without being rich, you should get money. But to do that, you have to become attractive. So the solution has to be relevant to a very large domestic market. India is the biggest market, most interesting market, not biggest market, fastest growing market. So India is in a great place. So find something that is relevant to most of India. You know, then in those days there was no word startup. Probably you were not born when Nirma was introduced, washing powder Nirma. It was the cheapest washing powder. Karsan Bhai Patel, the founder, used to take out a cycle. At home, he would mix soda and color and stuff like that and create a sabun. And on cycle, he would go door to door. And all the middle class women would buy it because it's much cheaper than surf and it does the work. So that startup, that was relevant to India. If there is a startup which makes plastic chappals, high quality plastic chappals, 70% of India will buy it. Bata and everybody and local manufacturers are doing it, but because everybody needs in rains plastic chappals. Even in summer, you can have to wear plastic chappals because they are cheaper than leather chappals. So, because India is also a prosperous country and a poor country at the same time, there are many Indians. So when I make a presentation to foreigners, I always say there are 90 Indians. So there is the super rich Indian who go to all these 5-star hotels like Oberoi, Taj, Hilton, Westin. So if there are 7-8 big cities in India, and if there is at least 1 lakh people who are spending that sort of money, then there is 10 lakh people. It's more, I'm talking about a very small number. But suppose there is a 10 million. 10 million is half of Australia. Australia is 25 million. Saudi Arabia is 25-30 million. So that 10 million will be 1/3 of Saudi Arabia. So it's a huge market. So you can make something which is bought by very rich people. For example, people have very unhealthy lifestyle, so health products, highly priced health products. In Australia, people are very health conscious. Everybody uses 2-3 vitamins and depletion products. Each bottle will have 30 tablets. It will cost $25. One tablet for $1.80. And people pay. So there would be one class of Indians who would do that. Because anyway we are monkeys, we copy whatever best. So they will not go and exercise, but they will probably eat health products. So serve the very rich and serve the very poor. 30, 40, 50 crore Indians are very poor. Find out the product which makes their life easy. If this product has a addressable market of 30 crore, 300 million people, it's like one US. It's huge. And poor people are there in Africa, in China, in Latin America. So do something for poor people. And then I say 90 Indias. So there's a middle class. Most people are focusing on middle class. I say 90 India because there are 30 languages, right? So a Telugu speaking person may have certain food habits, certain traditions. If you sell the same thing to Gujarati or Maharashtrian, it may not work. So you have to be very clear that is this product or service usable for everybody or for a specific, I mean food. Is there any food product other than biscuits and chocolates which is highly successful, which has say 1,000 crore turnover? You should do that research. So a large domestic market and replicability outside. So KFCs of the world have done that, right? Can paratha or vada pav become a global product? If you go outside India, only Indians are consuming. Some Goras are consuming, but they will not use it as staple. They will not, every time they buy groceries, they will buy salami or they will buy butter or cheese. They will not buy paratha every time. So probably you could develop that. So that's the solution. It has to be ideally scalable globally. Always think of the world, right? Many times I see that startup founders are more wedded with the technology part, not the problem solving part. Has Paytm started making money? You don't know. So Zomato has started making money. Yes. First product. Right? So there are solutions which are very technology oriented, and you are very enthused with the technology itself rather than the need of the customer. The other is what you are. I was part of a founding team. We founded a startup and it failed. So I am a stock market investor, and I had a friend who is a technical analyst. Everybody knows what is technical analyst, looking at the charts. And then we had 3 people who were software programmers. So 2 people from stock market and 3 software programmers, and we created a program which will input the name of any company, say Sun Pharmaceuticals, and it will give a buy or sell signal on a medium term basis. There is a lot of algo trading, which is the software buys and sells very quickly in a day 500 times and makes profit. But this software was very different in the sense that it would create roughly 18 buy sell orders in 1 year. So it's a medium term, it's not purely speculative. And on testing, back testing, we got 70% of the times the results were right. Now if you are getting 7 out of 10 right in stock market, you will be very rich. And we put our own money on those rates. So when there was COVID, March 2020, the entire market crashed. Our software was giving buy signal, it was not selling sell, not saying sell. The entire market crashed. So we were very worried because our software was being used by Philipkart, Singapore-based multinational stock brokerage company. And so they also called us in some problem with software. And my colleague, who is more experienced in technical, went to me. He said, we'll just stick to what the machine is doing, we'll not intervene. So as a human being, you can enter a different program and say, buy companies or sell companies. We didn't do that. And within 3 days, the market kept going up. And the kind of rally that it saw after March 2020, people made 100% profit. So the software was doing very well. But it failed. We got 2 or 3 institutional customers. We charged 5 lakh rupees subscription per year, which was great because they could make crores of profit from 5 lakhs. But I was part-timer, my colleague was part-timer, the programmers were part-timer. nobody was fully devoted, and everybody was comfortable. Comfortable in the sense somebody was doing a job, part-time job, somebody was doing something else. So if the startup failed, nobody would die. If that's the situation, you are most likely to fail. Because there was a time when sales were not growing, and we had to make it, rather than institutional, we had to sell it to small consumers for 10,000 rupees a year instead of 5 lakh rupees a year. Difference, lighter work. The marketing would have required 50 lakh rupees. All of us were not prepared to put in 50 lakh rupees because the startup took 3 years to reach at this stage. So we were all a bit tired. We were meeting a lot of people, not creating customers, and COVID came. So it failed, and 2 years ago we wound up the company. So you have to ask yourself, are you part of the startup thing because telling people, uncles, aunts, parents, friends, I'm working on a startup, it's sexy. But are you devoted to it? कल आपको ग्रेजुएशन होने के बाद 15 लाख का जॉब मिला साल में, स्टार्टअप चालू रखोगे या गवर्नमेंट? And it's not bad. If you want to grow from lower middle class to upper middle class, you must take that job. Right? Being part of the startup hub will give you some excitement, some knowledge. But what are the chances that you will be a successful or a serious startup founder? So that is called committed. A lot of people have capabilities, a lot of people have ideas. And I have a startup idea for last 15 years. I have a lot of soft corner for elderly people. I looked after my parents. And I see old people, your grandparents' age, who are not capable of moving independently. Somebody needs to serve them. Most of the times they are dirty or smelly because if they have urinated in the pajama, they are not able to change it. The only person at home is your mom, who has to change it. Lots of issues, small issues. You must pay attention to that. So there should be a startup where I'm in Australia, my mother is in India. You are in India, her neighbor, but your parents are somewhere in the village of Maharashtra. Your parents' neighbor in Maharashtra. So near old person, there is always a young person. If you all exchange our hours, everybody can be looked after. Somebody in Mumbai can look after my mom. Somebody in Maharashtra can look after your grandfather. So if there is an aggregator which connects the needers of service and the providers of service, and there could be a monetary angle also, there could be a voluntary angle. If somebody started this startup, it will be a huge success, I think. But I have idea, but I don't have execution power. I don't have commitment. So a lot of people will have a lot of bright ideas, but those ideas will mean nothing if you don't work on it. And to work on it, you have to forego salary, you have to forego lots of things. So it's a very, very tough thing to be a serious startup founder. But when you are serious and committed, somebody is going to notice it and fund you. Then structure. So once you get money, once somebody respects you, and your solution is great, at that time you have to be very professional about it. You should go by the method. You should, that office renting company, office works. WeWork founder was flying from New York to Jerusalem, and he was smoking weed. And some investor was people become successful and then they'll start behaving like film stars. And then they become unprofessional. What you've seen with Twitter CEO, you've seen that with Uber CEO who had to lose jobs. So there were great ideas, they had great execution, but they're not professional. So professional is just like if you are working for HDFC Bank, how will you behave? You will have documentation, you will have a diagram where everything is decided, who will sign what, who is what power. Transparency. Everybody should know what exactly you are doing. You can't use company funds for personal purposes. Stuff like that. No, general honesty which is expected in a corporate setup. So you should have institutionalization and transparency. So that these three, what is being what makes you attractive or your startup attractive, it's not very complicated. I'm not even getting technology here. Technology is just a tool. Technology is not the solution. So the solution is actually something which is tangible. When Facebook was founded, there was no platform for people to connect with each other. So that's the solution. Technology makes it possible, makes it more efficient. And once you have money, you have a great idea, technology will be developed. Overshooting. So you have to become attractive to stakeholders. Who are stakeholders? Support, yeah. First of all, employees. First, unless you have the right team. And team does not only mean two co-founders. It also means so many people who are not able to give their life to the startup, but they will be happy to work with you. If they are not happy, they will go on and find another job. They are also very important. So employees, customers, because customer gives you value. The reason I asked why Zomato started making profit of XYZ started, they have value in billions of dollars because they have customers, because they have employees, not because they have profit. So if customers are there, profits will come. Someday they will come. Business partners, you need a number of people. Today you don't do everything. You know, Adidas 30 years ago was the first company which was just a brand company. It never had factories. It shut all the factories and completely outsourced 30 years ago. So it was just a brand. When you go to an intercontinental hotel, it's just a brand. The property is owned by some individual. So the property owner is the partner for Intercontinental. Manufacturer, Foxconn is a partner for Apple. Right? So nobody wants to manufacture because manufacturing is a different skill. Taking the solution to customers is a different skill. So you want to focus on what you want to be good at. You want to be good at problem solving, then everything else somebody else can do. Then investors. I'm putting investors in the end. Most startup founders think investor will jayega first. But unless you put all these modules in place, investors will not be interested. And in place does not mean you have to sign up everybody. You have to develop that thinking. If I know what's going to be interesting to you, I can prepare like that and come and speak. Then I will succeed, right? But today it's not happening, I don't know. So today's session, somebody might be, क्या अंकल बोल रहा है कुछ मालूम नहीं हो सकता है. So you need to know what investors are thinking, where they are investing. Just don't look at all the data on PitchBook and CB Insights. इसका valuation इतना, इसका valuation. That's superficial. That's totally superficial. उसके पहले क्या था? That is to be investigated, which you will not find. It is not documented anywhere. It is not reported. And even if it is reported, it will be very superficial. So how do you demonstrate attractiveness? By demonstrating, I am not saying you have to make a show of it. So if you have it inside you, honestly inside you, it will come up. Right? So, clarity. Are there any startups? Now let's make it a little chatty. Are there any startup ideas here? Would somebody like to speak about any idea they might have? I'm not going to interrogate or make you a subject of laughter. We are all equal. We are all equal. We are all on our different journeys. So nothing is stupid. Many people told Steve Jobs, who needs mobile with music? It's a stupid idea. Many people told Bill Gates that personal computer is a stupid idea. So anything which is looking stupid today should be done, should be tried. So,
Sir, I have.
yeah.
It is about that paper quilling jhumkas and all. About we are making papers into jhumkas and all. Jhumkas, then clip, then locket, like that.
Okay.
But it is not durable in rainy season, like. So we are working on that, finishing and all. So now Prakruti is coming now, so we are going to exhibit our product over there on 16th September.
Great. So is this product something that women across the world or across Maharashtra or across India find attractive?
It can be, sir, because we are preparing in various designs, and now Evil Eye is very famous now. So we are preparing lockets of Evil Eye and jhumkas of Evil Eye, like that.
And what is the source of paper?
Source of paper we have ordered it
No. So is
from
it,
Amazon or Flipkart. We have ordered.
somebody living in a rich area and Juhu will say, अरे ये तो इको फ्रेंडली नहीं है, पेपर के लिए पेड़ काटते हो, फिर they will make stupid video, पेपर का मत पहनो, कितने पेड़ काटते हैं. तो इसलिए मैं पूछ रहा हूँ, what is the source of paper?
We have not yet decided to that.
No, you are already buying paper.
We are booking from it from Amazon. That.
Yeah, Amazon. So Amazon में जो सप्लाई करता है, वो घास का पेपर है, रिसाइकल्ड पेपर है, पेड़ काटने वाला पेपर है, कौन सा पेपर? That is the next level of clarity.
Yes.
Because आपको सब मालूम है, राखी मत पहनो, उसमें प्लास्टिक है, ये मत करो, वो मत. There is so much social activism. So look at that. Right? Okay. So when I say clarity, this clarity is not technical or technological. I have zero understanding of. I'm a commerce student. But today, everybody, why is Tesla popular? Tesla का बैटरी में तो इतना माइनिंग के लिए it's very dirty battery. But clean energy बोल के Tesla successful हो गया. And it has become a prestigious thing to own a Tesla. In the world, there are 10% vehicles which are already now electrical cars. So, this is a social product. So, look at all the social risks and social upsides. See, startup is a business after all. मैं चना का दुकान खोलूँ, भेलपुरी का दुकान खोलूँ या फिर startup करूँ, same fundamental things are the same. The only difference is that भेलपुरी का दुकान is location bound. Unless I find a technology to sell it on the web and मेरा भेलपुरी लंदन भी कोई ऑर्डर कर सकता है, तो ड्राई पैकेट बनाऊंगा तो कर सकता है. जैसे कि वो पाठक अचार, they are sold all over world. It was started by a Gujarati lady in London. Now पाठक अचार are sold all over world. So आपका प्रोडक्ट अगर बड़ा बन रहा है, इन्वेस्टर सबसे पहले ही पूछेगा आपको, भैया इज इट डर्टी प्रोडक्ट और क्लीन प्रोडक्ट? तो ग्लोबल लेवल तो बट इंडिया में सक्सेसफुल करना है तो प्रॉब्लली ये जरूरी भी नहीं है, क्योंकि चीप चीज़ है वो बिकेगी. इफ यू आर सेलिंग समथिंग टू मिडिल क्लास 300 मिलियन पीपल, वो तो बिकने ही वाला. सो ऑल द बेस्ट टू यू.
मैंने मतलब मैं अभी रिसर्च कर रहा हूँ, जैसे कि हमारा बिजनेस है, मतलब पापा का मतलब फैमिली बिजनेस है टेलरिंग का.
किसका?
टेलरिंग कपड़े। तो क्या है ना कि जैसे कि मैं अभी वो सोच रहा हूँ, जैसे कि मेरे को कोई शर्ट लेना है, मतलब मेरे को ऑनलाइन भी मिल सकता है, बट क्या है कि तो भी हमें कभी हम शर्ट ऑर्डर करते हैं तो भी हमें स्टिच करना पड़ता है, मतलब हमें फिटिंग में प्रॉब्लम्स होती है। तो मैं मतलब वो आइडियाज़ पे मतलब क्या कि हम जैसे कि यहाँ पे मैं गुजरात से हूँ, तो अभी मैं मेरी बुआ के साथ रहता हूँ, बट जैसे कि मेरे को कोई शर्ट या फॉर्मल्स करना है, बट मेरे को पता नहीं यहाँ पे कौन सा टेलर अच्छा है। तो जैसे कि ऐसा कोई ऑनलाइन स्टार्टअप मतलब ऐसा है, मैं खुद अभी रिसर्च कर रहा हूँ कि लाइक हम कर सकते हैं कि जैसे कि कोई आउटसाइडर है, मतलब उसको करवाना है, बट उसको पता नहीं है कि कैसे कहाँ पे कौन सा टेलर अच्छा है। बट जैसे ऑनलाइन कोई ऐप हो गया, जैसे कि कोई भी ऐप है, मतलब वो मैं सोच रहा हूँ कि कोई भी मतलब शर्ट है तो उसका फिटिंग, जैसे कि हम फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल कोई भी टेलर के पास जाएंगे, वो अपना मेजरमेंट लेगा, एंड वो मेजरमेंट हम कैसे कर सकते हैं, अगर हम स्टार्टअप के लिए भी हम सोच रहे हैं। प्रॉब्लम वो है कि हम लोग कैसे मतलब मेजरमेंट लें, क्योंकि हर एक टेलर का अलग अलग मेजरमेंट होता है, जैसे कि मेरे पापा का कुछ अलग है और बाकी सबका अलग पैटर्न होता है मेजरमेंट का, तो उसके हिसाब से फिटिंग होता है। लाइक हमारा 100 ईयर्स पहले से बिजनेस चल रहा है, तो मतलब मैं भी वही सोच रहा हूँ कि ऐसा एक सॉल्यूशन लाए जो सबको मतलब वो हेल्प करे।
Five protective gears. One is helmet, third is gloves, third is jacket with proper CE certification. Everything has to be CE certified. Fourth is specific pants with protection, and the fifth is shoes. Right? A lot of things are sold online. So there is a website called Etsy. ETSY. So on that, I incidentally found I was buying these things in Australia, and they're very expensive. The jacket will cost between $400 to $600. Shoes will be minimum $200 because they're all specific with protective gear and they need certification. When I opened the packets in the store to find out where it is made, most of the things are made in Pakistan. So I said, why don't I order online and save some $100 because it's expensive. So I went on Etsy and I saw the reviews and I ordered, started talking to one seller. And I said, I want to buy this jacket, but fitting is very important because in fitting, if the shoulder pad moves, then your shoulder is not protected. It has to be perfectly fit. So he said, send me your measurements. So I had an existing jacket, so I sent that measurement.
या जैसे कि मेजरमेंट आप बताएं, ठीक है, बट क्या है कि कभी जैसे कि मैं स्टूडेंट हूँ, मेरे को आइडिया नहीं मेजरमेंट कैसे लिया जाता है, तो मैं भी किसी और टेलर के पास जाऊँगा ना मेजरमेंट के लिए।
There's much easier way. So you should ask them to give measurements of the shirt, which is best fit. Right? Then styles are different. In Australia, the t-shirts are much longer. They cover the entire button, much longer. Elsewhere, that's slightly shorter. So you can ask people to state their style in terms of what they like, existing use. So I gave this guy 3 measurements. मेरा body का measurements, मेरा existing jacket का measurement, and then मेरा some other like jersey or something उसका measurement. उसको बोला कि I'm giving you 3 measurements so you don't make any mistake. The guy was very happy. He said, I perfectly understood. He delivered the jacket. It was perfect fit. I think it's a great idea.
बट वन मोर इज देयर कि हम जैसे कि लाइक मेरे को कोई शर्ट या ब्लेजर करवाना है, राइट, तो मेरे पास मटेरियल नहीं है, बट अगर मैं जैसे कि मैं मतलब वैसे ऐप से मैंने ऑर्डर किया तो मटेरियल भी चाहिए, उसके लिए कलर हो गया, तो कलर में भी लाइक सब
बाद में 1-to-1 करेंगे. We can discuss about, but good idea. I think the only challenge will be there will be people who are cheaper in Bangladesh, in Mexico. They will start competing with you. but still it's a great idea, you know. So in short, what I would expect is you will provide me the material. मैं इधर बाबू भाई जगजीवन दास में कपड़ा entire solution, and as soon as you give the right for them to go and buy somewhere else, वो बोलेगा मेरे टेलर के पास जाओ, तुम्हारा बिजनेस तो वैसे ही है. So people don't worry about the texture and all that. So long as you give very close-up picture of the textile and color, maybe you have to say color and picture may look slightly different. So it can be done, but I think it's a good idea. You should put money in that. So this is strategic thinking. You go into the details as well as you go into the macro picture. पूरी दुनिया में इसकी ज़रूरत है कि नहीं? लोगों ने we are all happy with ready-made. मैंने तो कितने सालों से tailored कपड़ा पहना ही नहीं. But जो लोग मोटे हैं, बहुत पतले हैं, छोटे हैं, there are so many customers who need customized commercial detail. So अभी वो हम जो कर रहे थे वो strategic भी है और commercial detail भी है. कितना पैसे में होगा? अगर तुमको वही कपड़ा रेडीमेड 600 रुपये में मिल रहा है, टेलर होगा, तो somebody will be happy to do 600, even 650, 700. It's customized. What will be the profit? What will be the supply chain? कपड़ा कहाँ से आएगा? So you have to tie up the entire solution and make it available. Then written and verbal communication. So it doesn't mean good English. Smart investors and smart customers really don't care what language you speak. You see Kapil Sharma can't speak English, but he's successful. He made a joke of his own English because he's now so confident. I can laugh at myself. If you have a great idea, people will not look at your suit or your kapda or your dirty shoes or whatever. People are in search for great ideas. Ethical behavior. You should be trustworthy. Nobody wants to give money and then say, "अरे अभी ये बात कर रहा था, अभी change हो गया है." You must be consistent. If I connect with Wi-Fi at my home, 99% of the times it will connect, 1% time it will not be working. So that is reliability. So that sort of reliability you have to develop. If you say, I will meet you at 7:10, and if you come at 7:20, you are not reliable. So do exactly as what you say. That's reliable. In the next 6 pages, I have explained all these details, so you can skip there. We have already spoken about it. Yeah, so what if you are attractive, if you are ethical and committed, if you have a great idea, and if you have professional behavior, what happens? You will attract good employees, you will attract good mentors, you will attract good, all the 4 stakeholders. You will attract. When I say partners, mentors are included in partners. So people will stay with you. And the more people stay with you, the more you will become attractive. When one employee will say, "अरे ये राजेश के साथ टेलरिंग में काम करने में मजा आ रहा है, it's a great product." Second will come. So it will slowly keep growing. So that's why you should be attractive. And when it grows in a holistic manner, then investors are likely to invest. You can't think first, I have a great idea, let some investor come and put 10 lakh rupees. That's very unlikely. That will be very low probability. If I was the investor, I would ask, कितने साल से इस पे एकदम न्यू आइडिया है, मैं सोचूंगा आइडिया तो ग्रेट है, बट ये एग्जीक्यूट कर पाएगा या आइडिया मैं किसी और को दे दूँ जो एग्जीक्यूट कर रहा है. So it's not about secrecy of ideas. कि मेरे पास आइडिया में किसी को दूँ. Many startup founders are very secretive, and rightly so. चुरा के ले जाएगा. But आइडिया से कुछ नहीं होता. Execution is it. And it takes a lot of time. Yeah, अभी वो ट्रेंड का बात चल रहा था मेटल्स में, like let's go a little bit. So trends Basically, I'm saying don't worry about trends. Take example. Tesla was founded in 2003. In 2004, Elon Musk entered. First car came in 2008, after 5 years. First profit after 17 years. तो कितना ट्रेंड चेंज हो गया होगा? 17 years में तो आप लोग का बाल भी सफेद हो जाएगा. And I will be dead. So it's a long thing. Startup means 20 साल उसको देना है. 15-20 साल है. तो ट्रेंड तो कितना चेंज होगा? वॉर हो जाएगा बीच में यूक्रेन का, चाइना का वॉर हो जाएगा, currency will go up and down, money supply will go. All startup valuations have now crashed by 50, 60, 80%. People are putting less. तो क्या अभी आप बंद कर तो देंगे? नहीं, अभी तो फंडिंग नहीं आ रहा है. जब तक आपका फंडिंग रेडी होने वाला है तब तक तो 5 साल ऐसे बीत चुके हैं. So never worry about trends. If you have a great idea, stick to it. Yeah. टेक्नोलॉजिकल ट्रेंड देखो. ओके नेक्स्ट. आप कॉपी भी कर सकते हो. Amazon was founded in 94, the original idea. After 17 years, it made its first profit. After 17 years. कितना पेशेंस चाहिए यार? मैं नहीं कर सकता. मेरे को देखो पहले ही दे दिया ये रिवॉर्ड. ऐसा एडवांस में चाहिए. 90% पीपल आर लाइक मी, राइट? ये जल्दी चाहिए. आई कांट वेट. तो उन लोगों ने तय करना चाहिए कि मैं स्टार्टअप में ऑडियंस हूँ, मैं स्टार्टअप फाउंडर नहीं हूँ. नो योरसेल्फ. जल्दी जल्दी रिवॉर्ड चाहिए तो आप ऑडियंस हो. इंटरेस्टिंग है, ध्यान रखना. फाउंडिंग करना है तो ब्लड एंड स्वेट. फ्लिपकार्ट उसके 7 साल बाद, 6 साल बाद, मतलब कॉपी करने में भी उसने कितना समय लगा दिया? 6 साल तो प्रॉफिट के बाद 94 में हुआ था. 94 to 2007, 13 years. क्योंकि 94 में वो स्कूल में था. 2007 में वो IIT करके बाहर निकला. तो वो जमाना ऐसा था. अभी यू नो इन मॉडर्न टाइम्स वो का उनका चश्मा में बोलते हैं ना, हमारे जमाने में इट इज 40 भिड़े का 40 years ago. अभी हम बोलेंगे वो जमाने में मतलब 5 साल पहले. Because times are changing very fast. आप लोग अभी 20 years के हो, जो 30 years वाला है ना, he is next generation. I am 59 years. So I must be 3 generations away from you. I am not 1 generation away. You are my kid's age. But I am at least 3 generations away from you. I don't understand how you are thinking. So we'll have to have one session where you tell me how you are thinking. So it's a different generation. फिर भी कॉपी कर सका. अभी इतना टाइम नहीं है. Now we don't have it. Because now things in the online age, everything has moved very fast. So 2000 फ्लिपकार्ट ने तो आज तक प्रॉफिट नहीं किया. आज तक एक पैसा प्रॉफिट नहीं किया. अनबिलीवेबल. फिर भी 2018 में वॉलमार्ट ने उसको 20 बिलियन दिया. और अभी यूएस में लिस्टिंग करने वाले हैं. In 2022 it was reported the valuation will be 70 billion, but अभी तो क्रैश हो गया होगा. तो I'm still thinking कि 50 के आसपास होगा. 4 लाख करोड़. So if you stay long enough, if you can live with losses, मुझे तो डिप्रेशन हो गया. तो लंबे लंबे रेस का घोड़ा हो आप तो स्टार्ट करना. दूसरा एक स्टाइल है, वो शायद आपको पता ही है कि मैं स्टार्टअप इसलिए बनाऊंगा कि कल आके कोई मुझे खरीदे, मुझे चलाना नहीं. तो इंडिया का मार्केट इज वेरी वैल्यूएबल, वेरी अट्रैक्टिव. आप लोग इंडिया में हो, यू अंडरस्टैंड हाउ इंडियंस थिंक. यू आर इंडियन. आप एक स्टार्टअप जो फाउंड करते हो तो ये सोचो कि 5 साल के बाद मुझे कौन खरीद सकता है. you have to do a survey of all the US startups. तो किसकी कॉपी करो? ऑप्टिमाइज है, चोरी कर देना है, लेकिन कर सकते हैं पैसा कमाने, बट उसमें भी ग्रिट चाहिए, उसमें भी लॉन्ग टर्म स्टे चाहिए, 5 साल तो रहना पड़ेगा। खुद का करके सक्सेसफुल होके 20 साल के बाद इन्वेस्टर को थोड़ा तरफ देते हैं कि आखिर में 20% आपको बचा है, आपको CEO, दैट इज वन साइड। और ये जो मैं वो बोलते हैं ना सीरियल एंटरप्रेन्योर, लिंक्डइन में होता है प्रोफाइल में, मैं कौन हूँ, मैं खुद ही बोलता है सीरियल, दूसरे लोगों ने नहीं बोला उसको, सीरियल क्रिमिनल, वो भी कर सकते हो आप कि किसको बेचूं मेरा मतलब, वैसे के लिए कुछ भी करते। नेक्स्ट, वैल्यूएशन में हमेशा याद रखना, कोई साइंस नहीं है, बट इट रिफ्लेक्ट्स मनी सप्लाई। दुनिया में लोगों के पास बहुत पैसा है तो कचरा भी ऊपर रख के बिकेगा, स्टॉक मार्केट में भी ये होता है। और पैसा इंटरेस्ट रेट ऊपर कर दिया, मनी सप्लाई इज रिड्यूस्ड इन US, यूरोप में भी ऐसा होगा, इंडिया में भी ऐसा होगा, देन valuation will go down. So which means that even the smartest startup investors, they are not so smart. They are not so smart. They are not scientific. They are highly personalized thinking, highly subjective. So don't worry about valuation. In India में 4-5 साल में पहले mentoring करता था startup बुक करने, किसी भी फाउंडर को मिलो जैसे मुझे $250,000 थी, शायद आज भी वही ट्रेंड होगा। 250 का नंबर कहाँ से आया वो मेरे को आगे नहीं पता। They don't have any projections and need so much money, but everybody wants to raise $250,000. So it's highly subjective and not scientific. Okay, next. Yeah, okay. So I think I've exceeded my time, but we can do something about it. तो कोई मजा नहीं। मैं एक स्टोरी सुनाता हूँ। You know why I am in this mentoring thing? Actually, my mentoring is not meant for like general talk. If you come with a startup idea and you are already working on it, then that mentoring starts specific to that particular situation. So when that happens, I learn a lot about the founders. 3 years ago, I was mentoring a startup which was engaged in creating music. So they were putting a portal where if you are a drum player in Mexico and I am a singer in Gujarat and you are a violinist in Australia and I want to compose a song which requires drums and violin, then I don't have to, I'm based in Gujarat, I don't have to just find out कि मेरे शहर में कौन है. So 3 of us can find each other on the portal, create music. It's a very unique concept. It's very different from Spotify, very different from YouTube, etc. And this portal will own a part in the copyright of that music. So great idea. So I had 3-4 sessions with them. Ultimately they lost in this competition that I was mentioning. But I came to know that video games, music, is a category in itself. Do you know that? World's leading orchestras have symphony based on video games music. It's one of the fastest growing music genres. Video games music. We find it so irritating, it's loud, but if you see a room full of 50 violinists playing that music, a symphony, in that space, you just go to YouTube and discover it. So one of the reasons I deal with startup founders is that it teaches me a lot about what's happening, because we are too far apart. We are in different worlds. So what's happening in the world of the future is only known to you, not to me. So next time when you meet, you teach me something about what's happening in your world. I don't know what's happening. Thank you.
There are formal local standards.
So, क्वेश्चन था
Yeah,
इंडिया में ऐसा स्टार्टअप स्टार्ट करने के लिए इजी है क्या बाकी कंट्रीज से ऐसा मतलब कंपैरेटिवली तो कितना मतलब टाइम लगता है बेसिक नॉर्मल स्टार्टअप्स को स्टार्ट होने के लिए
difficult.
हाँ डिफिकल्ट है ऐसा नॉर्मल इंडियन मिडिल क्लास नहीं मतलब
But I'll tell you
अभी
something.
स्टार्ट किया ऐसा
Yeah.
ग्रेजुएशन के बाद ऐसा
I think it's the easiest to start in the US, because US is the father of venture capital industry. People are risk takers, and not only institutions but individuals like Elon Musk would invest in a great idea. So in India now people are investing, like Ratan Tata is investing. All the rich people are now investing. So now India is neck to neck with US. These are the two best markets, I believe, for startups. So it should not be difficult. The only thing is that in India everything is very crowded, right? आप रास्ते पे गाड़ी चलाओगे तो you are competing with so many people. So to be heard in a place of 1.4 billion people is difficult. US में 300 million लोग हैं, 30 crores. So it's easier. So जाने का मौका मिले तो वहाँ जाके
So I have a question. So जैसे कि क्लैरिटी के बारे में आपने बताया था कि अगर हमको पता है कि क्लैरिटी है कि लाइक सपोज आमिर भाई ने बताया था कि वो झुमका बट वो स्टिल एंड में आया था कि वो इको फ्रेंडली है या नहीं एंड सपोज सेम ऐसा प्रोडक्ट हमको पता है कि प्रोडक्ट अच्छा नहीं है लाइक उसमें कुछ तो हार्म करने वाला है सपोज टूथपेस्ट अगर हम डेंटिस्ट के पास जाओ बोलेंगे इतना ही है उससे ज़्यादा करना है और घर का हम भर भर के करते हैं हाँ तो सेम वही हमको पता है कि लाइक टूथपेस्ट हार्म करता है बॉडी को फिर भी हम बाय करते हैं सपोज अभी सभी जगह देखो यहाँ पे जितने लोग सब टूथपेस्ट यूज़ करते हैं भाई हमको पता है कि वो अच्छा नहीं है फिर भी हम बाय करते हैं
वेरी गुड क्वेश्चन. दुनिया में हम कितना सारा खराब चीज करते हैं. हम दिन में 3 घंटा नेटफ्लिक्स देखते हैं, यूट्यूब देखते हैं, इंस्टाग्राम देखते हैं, राइट? सब हार्मफुल है. बट जो सिस्टम में बैठ गया है हार्मफुल चीज वो करो, कुछ नहीं प्रॉब्लम है. दुनिया कोई ऑनेस्ट प्लेस नहीं है. दिस वर्ल्ड इज नॉट अ जस्ट प्लेस. So you will see so many things. आपको पता है कि पिज्ज़ा हट में रियल चीज़ यूज़ नहीं करते इंडिया के बाहर, जैसे कि ऑस्ट्रेलिया या यूएस में वो जो चीज़ यूज़ करते हैं वो रियल है. इंडिया में उसको रिलेटिवली सस्ता रिलेटिवली सस्ता बनाने के लिए वो रियल चीज़ यूज़ नहीं करते. There are so many harmful things that are already happening. And people will not question that. People will question something which is superficially harmful. जो बड़ा harm करने वाला है, cigarette, beer, alcohol, gambling, उसको कोई question, pornography, तो लोग उसको question नहीं करते. But people want to take up fight. अभी हम लोग politics में जाते हैं. People want to take up fight which are easily won. अभी वो एक्ट्रेस ने बोला ना कि अनपढ़ लोग अपना देश चला रहे हैं. काजोल नहीं काजोल आप पूरी करनी ऑस्ट्रेलिया में बैठ के स्टैंड. काजोल ने बोला कि अनपढ़ लोग अपना देश चला रहे हैं। तो किसी ने पूछा भाई ट्विटर पे लिखा कि तू स्कूल ड्रॉप आउट है लेकिन जो लोग एंटी मोदी है उनको ये अच्छा लगता है। बट तो वी आर नॉट ऑनेस्ट एंड स्ट्रेट पीपल। हम दूसरों में जो मिस्टेक ढूंढते हैं वो हमारे में नहीं होते। तो ये पॉलिटिक्स को भी ध्यान रखना है। अगर एक पॉइंट होना चाहिए था नेक्स्ट टाइम में रखूंगा।
जैसे कि मैंने आपको स्टार्टअप का बताया तो मैं
मेरा कोटा पूरा हो गया।
वो तो बट जैसे कि अगर कोई भी चीज़ को स्टार्ट करना है तो बेसिक क्या है कि हम लोग स्टार्टअप जैसे कि मैं आपको आइडियाज बताया मैं उसकी रिसर्च कर रहा हूँ। तो वो स्टार्टिंग है कि हम लोग वहाँ से धीरे धीरे स्टेप आउट एक स्टेप ऊपर जाए।
सही है। We will have another session. हाँ मेरा अभी
Second session.
Second session में
There is a session on Katha Amrit and sir is a resource person.
हाँ इनको थैंक्स तो बोले।
हाँ अभी one more session is there.
आप लोग भी बताइए।
Good morning, one and all. I, Tanmay Telkar, deem it a great honor and privilege to propose a vote of thanks on this event. On behalf of Center for Innovation, Incubation and Entrepreneurship of Vivek College of Commerce, I take this opportunity to propose a humble thanks to all those who have directly and indirectly contributed to our session. At the outset, I would like to thank our chief guest and keynote speaker, Mr. Chetan Shah, for accepting our invitation and giving us the valuable time. I would also like to our audience for coordinating throughout the session. Lastly, my heartfelt thanks to the team of Center for Innovation, Incubation and Entrepreneurship for making this event a great success. Thank you.